Question for the audience. What happens after you eat food? I'll tell you. First thing you do is you swallow it, and then it goes down into your stomach, and then it goes down your little lower intestines, and then it comes out of your butthole. That's right, folks. Today, we are taking a gander at AITAH, otherwise known as Am I the A-hole? First story here, am I the a-hole telling my girlfriend that she gave me the ick at a family dinner? I'm 32 male, dating my girlfriend Jenny, 27 female, for almost a year now, and we've met each other's families. Jenny is an only child of an Asian family, while I'm half-half with one younger sister, Anna, 21 female. Half-half? Like half, does that mean? So I think half Asian? Is this a thing? I don't know. Anna and I are close despite our age gap. Our parents both work demanding jobs, and I would babysit/chaperone for many of her bratty teen years. In recent months, I've noticed that whenever Anna comes up in conversation, Jenny would joke about how Anna is overly spoiled by my parents and how we've created a princess. Okay, none of your business. Maybe a little bit. Maybe don't talk on my family. Maybe don't talk on my sister a little bit. But okay. Last week at a family dinner with my parents, I felt like Jenny was overly grilling Anna on school/dating/life. At one point, Anna was telling a story about how a first date gave her the ick by not pulling out his wallet after their meal and letting her foot the full meal. Interesting. Okay, so the date that this 21-year-old girl went on, she got the ick because she paid for everything. Interesting. Jenny laughed and said that not every man will treat her to dinner like her brother would and that you need to lower your standards. Blah, 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 blah. I disagree with that. I mean, like, if you want a quick and dirty date, yeah, lower your standards. But if you're looking for a relationship, keep them standards up there, girl. Someone gonna be there. Someone gonna be there. I was not happy with this comment as it sounded like my sister didn't deserve to be treated with basic respect, but also didn't want to embarrass Jenny. Okay, so he kept his quiet. He kept his cool. He let the moment pass, I see. Jennifer then went on to talk about how that would have never happened to her as men see her as high value. Okay, I don't like this at all. That is weird. You're implying that Anna is not. Yeah, a little weird. By you proclaiming something would never happen to you because men see you as high value, you're also sort of implying that people don't see Anna as high value, and that's not something, an older brother wants to hear at all. I don't know what about this comment that just pissed me off, but I said something like she was giving me the ick and to stop talking to my sister like that. Yeah. I know what it is about that comment that pissed you off. It's because it's implying that Anna is not a high value. The argument we had when we got home was massive, and Jenny told me that I was overreacting to an innocuous comment and would make a terrible father because I would always favor my sister over everyone else. What? No, you'd make a good father because you're not going to let anybody speak negatively over a younger person. You protect your child, right? Like, I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. No, you make a good father. You've got good judgment. What do you... No, I'm shocked at being called a terrible father and honestly still don't think I was wrong, but need another opinion. Yeah, no, look, the thing is, like, what I understand is that when you're married and you have kids, you're supposed to somewhat in the family dynamic put your spouse over your kid in the sense of you don't let your kid bully your spouse. You don't let them speak negatively about your spouse. You prioritize being a uniform unit with your partner that helps you raise the child and put that child as your heart's number one priority. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like your relationship with your spouse is that foundation that you're able to raise your child in. And so in that way, you are supposed to prioritize your partner. But this does not mean that he's a terrible father because he's talking about his sister. Jenny, you're not parenting the younger sister. That's not your job. I mean, yeah, you're 5 years older. You can give advice and stuff, but if you're the way that you administer advice is by like negging the other person and implying that they're not a high value female, which is very weird hierarchical thinking. Older brother is going to kick in. You know what I'm saying? That older brother instinct is going to kick in and be protective because he's been protective of her for her whole 21 years of life. You don't think that's going to trigger something? It seems like he'll make a good father because he has the protective gene. That doesn't mean he's going to blindly stand by your side even when you're in the wrong. I would love my partner to tell me when I'm being wrong. I would love that because guess what happens? I correct and then I grow. I have benefited so much in life from people telling me what I've been doing is stupid and wrong. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to identify that and grow through that and not, take it as an ego hit. It's not an ego hit when somebody corrects something about you, and don't let that be an ego thing. Terrible father, my ass. This girl's just butthurt. Not the asshole. It's like she's trying to compete with your sister. I'd have already gotten rid of her. Yeah, man. There's some Freudian Freudian stuff going on here. A little bit of Freud happening. I don't know what it is exactly, but she's a little jealous. Any girl that refers to herself as high value in a conversation is an ick. Yeah, dude, I think she dated a guy who like read some pickup artist books or something. And he was a high value male, yeah, whatever. Doing it while letting your younger sibling know it's because they aren't high value is just cruel. And by the way, no one of real class or substance would ever think that she's about as valuable as the gum on the bottom of a shoe. Where are you from, Major Barnacle? Oh, I see. You're a sailor. You're just an old sailor with a Reddit account on an old flip phone. Speaking of flip phones, actually, can I show you something? Look at this. I got a flip phone. So what I've been doing lately, just sidebar real quick, my cell phone is my Apple Watch. My main cell phone is my Apple Watch. And then for weird random stuff like emergency phone calls or something, I have a secondary phone because I'm trying to get away from my iPhone. My iPhone has made me way too addicted. I had like 6 or 7 hours of screen time on that thing. So literally all I'm doing now, iMessage and stuff on my Apple Watch, any emergency calls or something else that I need, like this has Google Maps, which is weird, but so does this. I can listen to Audible and do all kinds of stuff on this thing. I listen to Spotify, listen to podcasts on this thing, hook it up to my AirPods. I'm good. Look at the people you truly admire in life. They don't usually go around telling others they're a winner and that other people aren't. They're worth admiring for their actions and words. She doesn't appear to have done anything that makes her someone of value. See, you know what that reminds me of is that picture of Simone Biles. That reminds me of this picture right here. That reminds me of this picture. You guys seen this picture? See, Simone Biles, she didn't get first place, but she's still able to celebrate the success of somebody else. Think like that a little bit. When other people succeed, you're succeeding. It just feels that way. It's a good thing. You know, if you're around other people who are succeeding, that should make you feel good. AITAH for bringing an uninvited guest to a destination wedding. My immediate thought is yes, unless you were given a +1. If you were given a +1, then do it. But if you're not given a +1, there's limited resources. My immediate thought is yes, but like all of these, I'm sure I'll be proven wrong. I, 26 female, okay, I already take it back. And I say that because women traveling to foreign countries usually you shouldn't be going alone. I, 26 female, was invited to a wedding within my state, but far enough that to attend, I'd have to sleep over at a hotel for at least 2 nights if I arrived the night before, as it was planned to be a pretty much all-day affair. I was very flattered to be invited as I didn't think I was that close to the people. It was a fairly small wedding, about 60 guests, including a bridal party. Obviously, as it was very small, I was possibly a second-round invitee, and I didn't get a +1. Fine with me. Interesting. Didn't get a +1. Interesting. I ultimately decided to go. When I went to book the hotel room for my stay, I found they only had large rooms available, multiple beds or king beds, etc., and it's a popular wedding destination, and it is a bit fancy. So I thought, why not invite my boyfriend, 26 male? That way we could trade off on the long drive there and back and share the big room I would now have to pay for anyways. The idea was that night we arrived, we could get dinner together somewhere new and have a nice breakfast before heading back home. While I was at the wedding event, he could just hang out in the hotel room or the pool or whatever. The wedding went great, but then after it wrapped up, the maid of honor, who I'm closer to than the bride, was chatting with me as I walked back to my room, and I knocked on the door instead of digging through my bag for the key card. So it looks like the plan is he's not actually coming to the wedding. He's not using any of the resources. He's just there at the hotel. So he's not really invited. He's not really at the wedding. So what's the problem? When my boyfriend opened the door for me, the maid of honor just greeted him and walked off. I didn't think it was a big deal or anything. A few days later, the maid of honor reached out and said it was awkward and uncomfortable for me to have invited him to the hotel, and it made everyone feel bad and weird that he was there waiting for the wedding to end when they hadn't invited him. Well, that's not really, at that point, that's not really any of your business, right? Because he's there to kind of be with his girlfriend. They're back at the hotel. He's just chilling. Look, hey, I spend a lot of time in hotels. I travel quite a bit, and sometimes I like just kicking back at a hotel, watching hotel TV. Have you seen hotel TV lately? Dude, hotel TV is the best of all TV. Hotel TV is like, you're watching like Cozy TV, which is this like old network that shows episodes of The Nanny and Roseanne and like these old sitcoms that were on Nick at Night in the 90s, you know? There's also the History Channel where they talk about aliens, dude. I love me some History Channel, alien conspiracy. There's like ghost hunter shows that exist. Oh, I love it. I love hotel TV. Something about my brain just turns off and locks in 100% to these super weird shows that only exist on hotel television. And turns out hotel television is just kind of cable TV. It's just normal cable TV. But who has cable TV? Who has normal cable TV nowadays? Not you, because you're watching me. You would be watching episodes of The Nanny if you had it. By the way, it's on Peacock. Love the nanny. We were both a bit surprised. No one even knew he was there because it didn't come up at all during the wedding. It definitely wasn't a secret. And honestly, we wouldn't have thought it was a big deal if people did know. And he had only met the bride and groom like 6 times. That's a good amount of times. And had 0 issues with not being invited to such an intimate wedding. That's right. It was only 60 people. He shouldn't be there, man. Also, if it matters, I was far from the only guest who didn't get a +1, and I never asked to be given a +1 for him. Should you, in this context, should you have asked for a +1, or would that have been rude? It's a really intimate wedding. And then there's resource, it'd be like another $100 for like the meal and drinks or whatever. Yeah. I have no clue if the maid of honor told the bride, and if the bride also thinks this was inappropriate. If she hasn't, I really don't want to contact her during her honeymoon to start drama. No, don't do that. It doesn't matter. I didn't check or anything beforehand. That's my bad, I guess. So was inviting him really a big deal? No, because you didn't invite him to the wedding. You invited him to the hotel, which is none of their business. If they're not paying for the hotel, invite them. They're paying for the wedding, so you don't need to invite them there. That makes sense. They didn't pay for the hotel. That's you. That's your money. You know what I'm saying? What you do with your money is your business. What you do with your money is none of her business. And if she wanted to pay for it, she would. Hold on, I gotta move this pedal. Just kidding, it was a surprise microphone, I got you! You think I forgot? You think I forgot? You think I forgot? Huh? You thought I forgot? It was down here the whole time. That was planned. I didn't even want to do a song. But I did a song to surprise you with the microphone that was under here though. Not the asshole. Let's see. You didn't insist on getting a +1. Throw a fit when you didn't get a +1. Tell everyone how unfair it was that you didn't get a +1. Tell anyone that your boyfriend was even there. Complain about the fact that your boyfriend was sitting back in the room alone. Sneak your boyfriend into reception or sneak him in for food and booze. Leave the festivities early to get back to your boyfriend. Yeah, no, you didn't do any of this stuff. So basically, the maid of honor was complaining that your boyfriend existed in the same space as you. Here's my thinking. Maid of honor, probably single. A little jelly, perhaps. Just a little bit of gelatin. And the maid of honor gasped, saw him in the hotel room, minding his own business, not interested in the wedding, not causing a problem, not costing anyone any money, but you up, how dare he, /sir. Dude, as a dude, I am happy to chill in a nice, comfy hotel bedroom. And you're saying also that this is a popular place to go to a destination wedding and that this hotel was pretty fancy? You think I'd have any problems ordering room service in a king-size bed, watching hotel TV, watching the Aliens guy with the big hair? Show him. I'm watching that guy. I'd be watching him all day, eating on some mac and cheese and popping a lactate so that way I don't blow up the bathroom later. I would love that. NTA, your boyfriend's a grown man who chose to go knowing full well he'd be spending some alone time at the hotel and having his own mini vacation. Yes. There's no reason to feel bad on his behalf. I absolutely wouldn't bring it up to anyone else, honeymoon or not, unless they bring it up first. Agree. There's no need for you to say anything. Nothing can be changed about it, so I just say move on. Move on. Move on, move on, move on, move on, move on, move on, move on. It's time to move on. It's time to move along. Moving on. AITAH for laughing at the name my sister chose for her baby. I think it depends on the name a little bit. The question is, if you laughed at it and she got upset, did you double down? That's the thing. My thinking is you might have doubled down. That would make you the asshole. If you giggle, can't control that. For context, I, 28 female, attended a family dinner with my mom, dad, and sister, 26 female, yesterday. My sister is due to give birth soon and decided this dinner would be the perfect time to announce the name she chose for her first child. Aw, that is so sweet. My sister has always been obsessed with aesthetics. Her whole house is beige and rather depressing, if I'm honest. Okay, a little judgmental. Okay, we're starting off a little judgy. The whole nursery she built for the baby is beige and gray, and she will not accept colorful gifts for the baby. I can tell her husband hates it, but he won't admit it. All right, we're back into a little judgy territory. However, I will say having nice, bright primary colors in a baby's room is a pretty good thing, But then again, like in old times, did we have that? Did we have that in like the 1800s? No. Probably had a lot of beige toys. Now here's the issue. I'm very prone to laughing at inappropriate times. Same, bestie. I am autistic. Interesting. And find it hard to filter what I say and my emotions, which can lead me to reacting to things in ways that can offend people. I didn't think this would cause issues until she revealed the name of her baby. So we are all done with our dinner. We are looking at my sister as she announces her baby will be named Brooke Lee Willow Rose. Insert surname, not including it for privacy. Spelt exactly like that. Okay, here's where I'll side with you. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Your kid is gonna have to spell that for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to go Brooke Lee, Brookleeigh, Brooke Lee. Lee, great, but Brooke Lee, this ain't it. She's gonna shorten it down. She's probably gonna go to Willow Rose, which is a rock star name, by the way. Willow Rose as a stage name. God, rock star. Or she could go by Brooke or Bro. She could go by Bro. Oh, you know what I would do with this name? I would go Brolo Rose. That would be my friggin' rap name. She's got a lot of clay to work with here. You know, when she gets older and realizes she doesn't want to spell Brooke Lee Willow all the time. And like, imagine filling out an SAT form with that, dude. Like, imagine looking at a freaking passport. You know, there's only so many characters available when you sign up for an email address. Like, this is a lot. So I do agree with you that the name is a little odd. The Brooke Lee. I mean, this alone is okay. Even the IGH is completely unnecessary. I'm not gonna lie to you. But even just this Brooke Lee, Lee. That's my sister's middle name. That's my dad's middle name. Like, that's fine, you know. But the IGH is just completely unnecessary. That's just so odd. Brooke Lee Willow Rose. Yeah, no, okay. See, all right. Okay, and then I burst out laughing and said, "You cannot be serious." See, that's a problem right there. You gotta do a little bit of tact. You gotta do a little bit of tact, because this is way too specific to be a mistake. I am now banned from all family dinners. No, you're not. Are you really? Are you really banned from all family? What do you mean by that? I think that's an exaggeration. Is the name really that bad? Was I really a massive asshole? Okay, the name is bad. The name is clearly bad. It's so much. I think laughing at your sister, who's so excited to have a baby and felt so confident in the name choice, is not good. Obviously, there's tact to be involved, and also, like, I would just quietly be like, Brooke Lee. I mean, she's gonna have to spell that a lot, you know. It's very much like I get what's going on here. It's like that woman of the Midwest wearing like a brimmed hat and like a white flowy dress, who's like, here's my daughter Kaylee Ann, you know, just like really long hyphenated names. Like, here's my son Bryson Lur. I get that. This is where you're coming from, talking to your sister like, yo, what? Look, man, that's her family. Her and her husband decided that, and that's what it is. That's all it is. Is the name really that bad? Was I really a massive asshole? I think you also could be letting out a little bit of detail in the way that you said. If you're like, you can't be serious. That's horrible. You know, if you like, my guess is you probably doubled down a little bit and you're like, that's so stupid. You know, you might have said that. You might have even brought up some of the points that I brought up, but I'm doing it from the safety of anonymity. I don't know these people. Anybody that I've ever talked about, aside from maybe one or two people on this channel, has been completely anonymous, just like vague text wall figures that I don't have a relationship with. You know, this is your sister, man, and you got to live with that. You know, you're going to be this person's aunt, and that kid will meet you one day and you're going to be like, your name is stupid, and I tried to tell your mother. You know, that's not good. Update: after writing this post, I decided to call my sister and apologize, as when I wrote down what happened, I did realize what a dick move that was. I said I was sorry for laughing, and I apologized for using my mental disability as an excuse, and offered to treat her to lunch as an apology. She said she was hurt by my actions, which I understood, but was willing to look past it. That's very... Hey, yay! Big ol' happy time. I knew posting the story on here would give me the slap in the face that I needed, which I appreciate. And if anyone's wondering, the name is staying. I didn't comment at all on it. Good for you. Let's see what the comments say, because I'm curious about the wrapping of this. You've got 3 separate issues / questions here. I am now banned from all family dinners. This seems like a big overreaction unless there's more background you haven't shared. Absolutely. Very curious. Is the name really that bad? Yes, it really is. Okay, cool. So people see that the name is stupid. Yeah, the name is really ridiculous. Yeah. Was I really a massive asshole? Well, you were rude and inappropriate. This is pretty good. This is pretty good distillation of what's going on. It's like, yeah, you know, you were rude. You were being inappropriate. The name is bad, though. The name is bad. We're all on your side there, champ. We are all on your side there. This is the being banned from all family dinners. If that is true, then you must have done a little extra. Or the sister is like famously really sensitive about this stuff, and you had no plans to mitigate your response, knowing that this would hurt her. Yeah. I'd argue Willow and Rose really aren't that bad. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But damn, Brookley, which is spelled wrong here because it's 2 E's. But damn, Brookley looks like whoever was writing it had a stroke mid-name. Edit to add, I know it's Brookleaf, but apparently even my autocorrect was against that, so I'm not changing it. You're the asshole, but you are a correct asshole. LOL, poor kid. Okay, so everybody agrees. Broccoli. Oh! Whoa! Whoa! Yo! Good job. You found it. You found the way that the kids are going to bully you. She thinks this is a good idea to name her child Broccoli Willow. I'm sorry, but as a primary school teacher, Brooklyn sounds too close to broccoli not to be made fun of. Not the asshole. That's a really good point. Yeah, I don't know. Poor kid, man. Poor kid. AITAH for not acting happy when my wife saw me on our morning commute. So I, 31 male, was driving to work this morning and I'm getting close to my exit. I'm driving along in the middle lane, past this slower car in the right lane, and I'm about to switch lanes when the car in the right lane suddenly speeds up, blocking my access to that lane. Automatically, I'm annoyed and I look over to see what the hell is wrong with that driver. Turns out it's my wife, 30 female, and she's smiling and waving, happy to see me on her way to work. I don't wave back or smile. Keep in mind, I'm already annoyed at the driver speeding up to block my way, trying to make my exit, and caught by surprise to see my wife. Well, did you miss your exit? Are you trying to make your exit? Let me pause here for a second. When you're driving, your reptile brain is like through the roof, right? Because everything is hypothetically dangerous. You know, you're in more of like a primitive state of mind. That's why you get so angry when you're just like everything is faster. It's like a weird different mechanism I feel like is going off in your brain. And so if somebody's like blocking you from exiting, you're like, you're all ramped up and you're tense, right? And then you see it's your wife. You know what I would probably do? What I would probably do in that situation, I would realize it's my wife and I would go, boo! I would just, boo! I would take that frustration and I would turn it into something that's funny, but also slightly genuine. You know what I'm saying? Just something that's a little genuine, just to get that feeling out of there. Because yeah, that's not delicious. I get it, man. You feel like your time is being wasted a little bit. You're like, God, I need to get off the exit. And then you see it's your wife pulling a prank on you. That's cute. You should have waved or something. That's what I think. You could have waved or something. Like, oh God, I was really mad. But now that I see it's you, my wife, I love you. My wife sends me a message when she gets to work saying she was sad I didn't wave back, but I figured she was joking and forgot about it. Does that mean you didn't text her at all? Does that mean you didn't respond at all? Later tonight, she brought it up and we ended up having a mini argument over it. Turns out her feelings were actually hurt by me not acting happy to see her. It's those little things, man. It's those little memories. And her love language to you just now in that moment was her trying to like throw a little pebble, at your forehead. It was a little prank. It was a little it was a little flick. It's cute. It can be cute. It can also be really frustrating when you're driving. From my point of view, I was kind of annoyed because I could have missed my exit or worse, gotten into an accident. That's very true. I just don't think the freeway at 7 a.m. is the place to do that. From her point of view, she was trying to make a connection and show love, and I didn't reciprocate that. I get both angles, honestly. Am I the asshole for not waving back to my wife on the freeway when I was going to try to change lanes and make my exit? This one is interesting because I can clearly see both sides. Here's the thing. If your wife's way of teasing you or trying to get a bid for your attention was her taking your steering wheel and going like that is extremely dangerous, stupid, and something that I would not find funny at all, and that you would have to correct that behavior as soon as humanly possible if you want to maintain a relationship with this person. Because that happens a lot in high school. There's a lot of accidents that are caused by friends in the passenger seat going, oh, I'm going to mess with you now. That happens. And my mom, who's a nurse at a children's hospital, begged me to never let any of my friends do that because she worked on the neuro floor and has seen a lot of damage to everybody's lives for dumbasses doing shit like that on the street. So that I understand. Blocking an exit, could it cause an accident? For the wife, it could have. It put herself in danger a little bit, speeding up, and if he didn't pay attention, that could put her in danger. So maybe there's something to be said there. I think I see this one as a big old misunderstanding. It's like the square peg is not going in the round hole. People coming from different angles, a conversation could be had, not an argument. I don't think this is not worth arguing about. Let's see what people say. I'm really curious. You're the asshole, but not for being caught off guard, but rather for initially ignoring her when she said she was sad. She made 2 bids for your attention that morning and both were ignored /rebuffed. That's interesting because Yes, she messaged you and said she was sad and then you ignored it. That's not good, man. You know, that's like a quick little phone call. Hey, let me step out for a second. You step out, you do a little phone call. That's not nice. Yeah, I was thinking not the asshole until that part. I get that her feelings are hurt, but I get him being stressed on the road. We've all been there, but she told him she was sad and didn't say anything. Not even a sorry, I was focused on driving. That would have been an easy thing to respond. You know, I feel like if he responded and brought it up sooner, she wouldn't have felt so hurt and they wouldn't have argued. Totally agree. And you have to act like you're excited to see her. I would be so genuinely happy to unexpectedly see my partner. That's true too. That's totally true too. I mean, that is interesting that you're not relieved that it wasn't some like jerk with a gun trying to, you know, corner you on the highway, you know? Like there's been instances where very scary people pull up next to me and are trying to yell at me and stuff. That is a horrifying, harrowing, humbling experience. And then, you know, if one of those people is your wife, like teasing you, that's cute. It's cute. Huh? That's all I'm saying. One more. Am I the asshole for not giving my stepdaughter an inheritance? My husband passed away earlier this year. Sorry, very sad. Our children, a 6-year-old girl, 3-year-old boy, and I inherited his entire estate, which in total is worth almost $1 million. When he was in high school, my husband had a child, 16 female, with his girlfriend at the time. He broke up with his girlfriend once he found out she was pregnant, saying he wasn't ready to be a father yet. He visited her maybe once every few years when he was still alive. My stepdaughter and her mother are very poor. They have struggled financially ever since my husband's death, as they no longer receive child support. They're struggling to pay rent and risk getting evicted. My stepdaughter reached out to me begging for her share of the inheritance. I feel bad for her, but my husband clearly stated in his will that he wanted to leave his estate to me and my children only. I barely even know my stepdaughter, and I don't think it's my responsibility to take care of her. She's furious with me, calling me a heartless gold digger and saying that giving her money was the least I could do to make up for years of neglect. Am I the asshole? Okay, so he has a third child who's 16. I feel like the person who wrote this is very aware of the stepdaughter's situation, right? Because it's saying they struggled financially, they're struggling to pay rent, they risk getting evicted, and the money now belongs to you. It now belongs to you, but it did come from the husband. You know, it's about $1 million of an entire estate. You have to sell off a lot of those assets, I'm sure, and or whatever, and get taxed on that, and you'll have a chunk of change left. Let's say you have $500,000 left after taxes and all that. For you and your 2 kids, $500,000, it's a good chunk of change. Even if you put that in an account, the $500,000, and you pay yourself $50K a year for the next 10 years, and you're also maybe working on top of that, then there's a chance that, you know, you'll have a pretty good life, right? You'll have a good jump start and be able to raise those kids for a while. However, if he did explicitly say in his will that the money should not go to his daughter, that's interesting. That's really odd. I wonder why. I wonder what it is about that. Maybe like the ex-girlfriend or whatever was a nightmare to him or something. I'm trying to figure out why he's so vindictive, it seems, over them. Ultimately, I do think it's up to you. I think it's up to you to, you know, decide whether or not you want to reach out and give something back. You know, it seems like you're very aware of their situation. They're very poor. They're not receiving child support. This is fascinating. They did receive child support and now they are not. So really his death pulled the rug right from underneath them. That's sad, right? She's 16 years old. So maybe supplementing the child support with the inheritance for the next 2 years until she's 18. That's something, right? You don't have to account for the ex-girlfriend. You don't have to account for the mom. Just the girl, just the 16-year-old. Help with child support for the next couple years to get her through, and then after that, let it go. But you should continue the child support, bare minimum, in my opinion. I don't think you are an asshole because you're abiding by your husband's will, though. You've got your own family thing going on. You've got a lot of healing to do, and then you've got this other person coming at you. I understand that, but he did pay child support for a long time. They were relying on that. She's 16. She's only a couple years away from not having to pay that child support anymore. I would just continue that until she was 18. And then if you felt inclined to give her a little bonus, you know, give her another $50K or something, like do that. It says a lot about your character that you went along with a neglectful deadbeat and still carry that torch of negligence even after his death. I hope you don't have the nerve to delude yourself into believing that your husband was a good person and a good father. In different circumstances, he could have abandoned your children like he did her through no fault of their own. Depending on where you live, his will might be irrelevant relevant if he never paid child support. His first baby mama might be able to sue his estate for back payment, or stepdaughter might herself be entitled to a proportional share of inheritance. Suing his estate for back payment, that might be a thing. That might be a thing, especially with the child support. Edit, you're the asshole. 30,000 upvotes on that you're the asshole. Just seen about the child support. Why would this not continue until she was 18? But for his death, would he still be paying? Yeah, he would. He would still be paying. I agree. I just pay at least the child support and then maybe a little something on top of that. You're the asshole. Your husband was majorly the asshole, had a child and basically acted like she did not exist. Yeah, I don't know why I glazed over that detail. Of course he would not put her in his will, but you know she is his child. You know she is struggling. There is no reason with the amount of money you just received that you could not help her out. First of all, by continuing said child support until she's 18 or finished college. Yep, that's seems like we're all agreeing here. You could also put some in a trust for his stepdaughter. Do you have to help her legally? No. But if you can sleep at night knowing you have funds to help her, but you choose not to, then you are no better than your husband was. Yeah, he really was an absent father. I really missed that out. Yeah. I think this woman, I think she feels a little bit of guilt here, which is obviously why she's here. She feels guilty. She feels like there's something going on. So this was posted 6 days ago. Hopefully she's read the comments and she's learned that she can probably cough up a little bit of dough. At least the child support, man. I mean, God, it's like they've been used to this. They've been reluctant. I mean, they've been reliant on this kind of a thing for so long. Anyway, I think everybody needs to take a deep breath right now. Everybody, just calm down. A lot has happened just now. We talked about a lot of money stuff. We talked a lot about legal stuff. We talked about death. Ooh, spooky death. And just to get on with her day, I think it's best that we all decide to